Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. This is Diana from Diana Simplifies. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend. You can see my little Easter, have a little bunny over there and also have a little gnome. That's about all the Easter decorating I did this year. I actually have Easter decorations I never put out, but that's okay. So I have a very small Temu haul. There was a situation, they had a new shipping group they were using. I had two orders that never made it to me. And it was kind of funny because they ended up, both orders were supposed to come like within a couple days of each other. And so the first one, they gave me $5 credit because it didn't ship when it was supposed to. The second one, they did the same thing. So I had two $5 credits from that. Then neither one of them got here when they were supposed to. Two more $5 credits. So I got $20 total credits from these two orders and they never got here. So what ended up happening, I don't know what the deal is because I have a P.O. box and of course I have a street address and I have all of that because when you order from them, you don't know. It says it's coming USPS, the postal service, or it's coming UPS. Well, if it's coming UPS, I have to have a street address. If it's coming postal service, it has to have the P.O. box. The postal service will not deliver, even though they know exactly where my house is, because we live in a small town. I can walk to the post office. Okay, so you have to have it all on there. And you can do it where you can just do the number and then the P.O. box. Well, I just have it written out, P.O. box, the number, and then my street. So apparently they were on one order. It was like they were trying to contact me for more information. I'm like, what more information could you possibly need? I've given you two addresses, okay? But it was something called laser ship, which I've never heard of. So anyway, none of that ever got to me. I had $20 in credits, and so I bought more, right? So it's a small order. The first thing I bought, I got these shoes, which are very cute. You can see it's got this little breathable thing right here. This is very lightweight. I've just been wearing them, they're a little bit dirty. I've just been wearing them around the house because what ended up happening is I got a size 7 and they do not fit. I wear a size 7 typically, and I am really bad with I really just need to try shoes on. That kind of is the way it works for me. But anyway, this is the way they look. They are extremely lightweight. They're very, of course you can't see that through the video, but they're very, very, very lightweight. If you see shoes like this with this kind of white bottom to them, a lot of times they're just super lightweight. So I wouldn't say these would be great for walking long distances or anything like that. Now I have to wear what happened to it? I have to wear inserts. So I have the good, can't remember, Good Feet store. These are the ones that I've had for a long time. I wear a different one in my shoes that I wear, my tennis shoes that I wear every day, but I am using those inserts in here because the insert they had in here, I pulled it out, but it was just cheap. It was not a good insert. So they feel kind of cheap just because they're so lightweight, but I think they're just a normal lightweight shoe. I don't think it's that they're any cheaper. You can see they're put together pretty well. I am having a little trouble with this digging into my foot. However, these are definitely not a size 7. I wear a size 7 and they are, my toe is like to the very end. So basically what's ended up happening, I wanted to see how their return process was because I've never returned anything or never asked to. There were a couple things I said I was going to and I never did do it because, you just get behind and you don't do stuff, and I'm not sure if it's past the window. I need to look again and see. So what happens is for this, and maybe I think for pretty much everything, maybe not every single thing, but maybe the price depends. But for this, I did not have to send it back. But they refunded me immediately. But what they did was they credited me. So you can either get a Temu credit or they will credit you back your credit card. It does take a lot longer. And I know I'm going to buy something else. So I'm just like, credit me. I don't care. So I went ahead and had it credited back to me. So, but these were only $8.98. So, for $8.98, and I am still able to wear them. That wasn't a terrible price. I don't feel like this actually does much. Maybe it would pull it a little bit tighter. It might pull it a little bit tighter, but of course, since they're too small, the last thing I want is it pulled tighter. So I just barely have it tied. I didn't tighten it or anything. And I think because it's too small, this is right here is kind of digging into my heel. So it's almost like I'm gonna have to put something, there's things you can put in there to kind of stop the irritation. So I may have to do that. Anyway, so those were $8.98. They have those in different colors. I think they had, do they have black and white? I don't know, but they do have other colors. And then they also have ones with rhinestones. Okay, so I had another order that's coming, and I got the black ones that are just like these, but they have rhinestones. They also have pink with rhinestones. This is so light. The more I think about this is too light for me anyway. I really need something darker because I'm going to get this dirty. I mean, even wearing around the house would be fine, but if I wore these anywhere, they would get dirty with this light color. So anyway, I got the black rhinestones, but so they're coming, but they're the wrong size because I talked to somebody who's ordered from Temu. She's done a lot of orders, and she said, if I ever buy shoes again, which made me think she did not like their shoes or because the sizing was weird, she said, I will definitely size down. Well, I had not got this pair yet and realized you cannot size this one down, or at least for me, this is just too small. Even though size 7 is perfect for me, that is too small. So I definitely could not size this down. I would never wear it. Well, because she said that, I sized down. So I'd already placed this order. So I've got a pair of 6.5s coming. So I'm sure they're not going to fit. So I'm going to have to get a refund again. And then I'm wondering, how often do they let you refund before they are like, you know, we're not going to keep refunding you. So I'm probably not going to use that refund feature a lot because I don't want them, you know, thinking that I'm not up to anything. They just don't fit. Okay, but I mean, how do they know, you know? So we'll see how it goes, but I was glad they refunded that because, like I said, I can wear them around the house, but it's not comfortable enough to wear out. Like just wearing it around the house, doing nothing, but actually wearing it out, and like I couldn't wear them to work because they wouldn't be comfortable enough. I couldn't wear them. I could wear them to church and sit still. You know what I'm saying? Just sit or stand and sing and then sit back down, something like that. But as far as just long periods of time, that's just not going to work. So I'm just not going to be wearing them out most likely. Okay, the next thing, oh my goodness, here she comes. The next thing I got 2 of these silicone bags. They call these freezer bags. I want to try these out because I just use tons of those zipper bags, you know, and why keep doing that if I can just get something that I can reuse. So I don't know that I'll use them as actual freezer bags, although that is what they are. So they are thicker. I don't know if you can really tell, but they are pretty thick. And so they just open just like that. But I really want something I can, which these are too big for lunch bags. What I use is just a regular sandwich bag for my lunches and sandwiches and chips, and I'll take some raisins with me and some fruit and stuff like that. So, but I just want to kind of try these out to see what they were like. So you got 2 of these for $1.78, and they are silicone and they are washable and all that. So 2 freezer bags. I'll probably just put, when I get fruit from the store, I'll probably maybe just put the fruit in here instead of leaving it in their package. We'll see how it goes. But again, I'm not really wanting to put like, you know, a freezer bag. Usually what I'm freezing is meat, and I'm not going to want to reuse these if they've had meat in there, because to me that's just, I know it's washable, but that wouldn't interest me. Let's just put it that way. Okay, the next thing, I got this Sweet Mint eyeshadow. That's a little bit torn. I couldn't get into the box. It was so tight. But so anyway, it's a little bit torn, but Sweet Mint is what it's called. I have it on. So I wanted to put it on so I could show you. I do like it. I'm not the best makeup artist, so don't, you know, I'm just showing you what the colors look like and that it does work. So this is what it looks like. Now in the picture, sorry for the glare, in the picture, these colors do not look the same. Now they have a lot of different palettes. I like this one because it's matte, because I didn't want a bunch of sparkle stuff because I am 54 years old now and I don't need a bunch of sparkles on my eyes. But I do like this matte. But the colors, this is the number 4 palette. They had a whole bunch of them. So it's the number 4. This was $3.05. Can't get it open. I had this open earlier. What is the problem? Now here we go. All right, so anyway, you can see it's matte. You can see I've used some of them. So what I used this morning, I used this like as the highlighter. Yesterday, I think I used that more pink one. I really thought this was more plums, and you can see it's mostly gray and then a little pink right here. So I really thought it was more plums, but I used this darker one this morning, and then I think this one. So this one, and then this lighter one. So I'll go ahead and take the glasses off so you can see. So there it is. Does that help? So anyway, it does work. Of course you need some, you know, brushes or something because it doesn't come with anything. And I usually just use those little applicators because I'm just like totally old school. I don't use a lot of makeup brushes, although I am planning to order some from them. I like their makeup so much, I'm going to keep ordering it. So, I am definitely a commercial for their makeup. I really like it. I've got this is regular this is old Avon blush I have on, but I'm using their foundation. I like it a lot. The eyeshadow is theirs. What else? The powder's CoverGirl. So it's, yeah. But anyway, you know, if you like drugstore stuff and you're not totally hooked on whatever you're using, then I would say definitely give it a try. I mean, what did I say it was? $3.05 for 10. This is 10 colors. Now, several of them, you know, like you can't really see. These 3 look almost exactly the same. So it's almost like you're more like getting 6 colors, but still, you know, $3, very inexpensive for eyeshadow. You don't really get that cheap anywhere else. And then the last thing I got is this cute little bag. Although this is supposed to be a cat, but to me it looks more like a lamb. It is $3.49, and it is like a crossbody. I am wearing it like a crossbody. So it has this where you can adjust it. So you can, you know, have it as shorter as long as you want it. And like what I have in here, I'm using this for when I walk ranger. So I've got my little weapon this is like a really heavy thing. If I need to hit something, we would hope not, but you never know. And then I've got my pepper spray. So those 2 things fit great. I can also put my phone down in here, and also you can see it's small, but it's plenty roomy. It doesn't have a pocket or anything in there, I don't think. No pockets, just that. And then the cute little face. And people were complaining in the reviews because the ears don't quite sit up, but I mean, it's $3.50. What do you really expect for $3.50? It was $3.49. You know, I think you can work with it and kind of get them to sit a little bit better. Here we go. I got my pajamas. I'm still in my pajama pants. So yeah, they do kind of sit down, but I mean, it's okay. You know, if that bothers you, I wouldn't order it. All right. Sorry, that's my entire order. It was just a very small order. I was just using up some of those credits. And actually, I'm not even sure that was part of the credits. I've been getting orders where I'm getting free items. They had this thing going on where they would, if you ordered a certain amount, they would give you free stuff. Well, I ordered one of the orders that never got here. They ended up sending my orders back to the warehouse. I think I forgot to finish my story. They sent both my orders back to the warehouse, so I never got them, even though 2 addresses were on there. So they could have easily dropped it at the post office. That's all they had to do. It's like, really? Or they could have dropped it at my house. I mean, either way, if you couldn't find my house, you could go to the post office with it. Just drop. They'll send it. They will make sure I get it. Anyway, but it had a free, and I didn't even just love the night dress, but it had a little heart. It was gray. It had little hearts. And I was like, that's great. I can try out some clothes without actually having to spend any money. Because if you spent like $19, which typically I do, you know, $15 to $20 is usually what I spend, I'll get the little night dress. It was about a $10 value for free. They sent my night dress back. So I thought that was great because I could try to see what their sizing was like, but I'm having a feeling that the sizing on the clothes is going to be the same as the shoes. It's just going to depend on the outfit or the shirt or the pants or whatever it is you're ordering. So I don't even know if ordering that and seeing what it was like, seeing if it even fit, I don't know if that was going to help me at all. But I'm definitely not getting it now because it went back to the warehouse. And the other thing is I had something else free picked out, and I noticed today, I guess that free thing ended, or maybe because I needed credit or something, the return, I don't know, but I think it was probably a short time amount, but I had something else picked out free, and it's over with. It's not in my cart anymore. So I guess that whatever that free thing was ended, but I was getting some really good deals, and I was going to be getting free stuff, and then I never got any of the free stuff because one thing got sent back. Another thing I haven't gotten yet, I ordered a free pair of shoes. So hopefully, I'm hoping those fit. I did order, again, a 7. We'll see. We'll see if those fit. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this, and it's kind of a review because I haven't used the bags yet, but I think they're pretty basic. I think they're going to work just fine, but I've used everything else, and I'm enjoying it, so got a little bit of a review. And again, the shoes, you know, I wouldn't walk long distances in them, probably even if they fit really well, but I mean, they're fine. Just for an inexpensive pair of shoes, they're fine. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye. Hey guys, we have a lot of red-winged blackbirds visiting, so you can see that one sitting there. It's got that red wing on the side, just a little bit of red on it. It's mostly black. They make an interesting noise. And then we have the purple martins are flying over. And the trucks are going by. So I've been sitting out here a while. Every time I come outside, I run the red-winged blackbirds off. But now some of what's down there on the ground are grackles, and we don't particularly want grackles here, but I don't want to run everybody else off, so I'm just putting up with them. But there is a red-winged blackbird. There's actually two down there on the ground right now, so you might be able to see them. They're a little bit larger than the grackles, and they have that red kind of swatch on their wing. So anyway, that's what's going on here. This tree that all the squirrels and everything like to hang out, there's one sitting right there. This tree is gonna have to go. It's an old redbud, and they just aren't very strong trees. And you can see one part of the trunk is already gone. There's the blackbird. He finally came to the feeder. Now he's back on the tree. They're very shy about me. The other birds aren't that shy, but those red-winged blackbirds are a little bit shy. So you can also see the azaleas are very ugly this year. It's just not attractive. Something scared them off. It wasn't me, because I'm just sitting here. But the azaleas just are not attractive this year. This part of the yard looks better. You can see my Japanese maple. The leaves have finally come out. There's a whole bunch of weeds in here, but actually it looks better than it did, because even though they're weeds, it just looks better than barrenness. So the spirea was going to be so pretty. It was about to bloom, and we got a hard freeze. And when I say hard freeze, it got down to, it was almost 20. It was like in the low 20s, 20 to 25 for like 3 nights, and it just, I'm surprised there's even any leaves on it. Everything just kind of had to start over. So the other spirea that you can see there in the background, those had already bloomed, thankfully. So they bloomed for weeks and looked really pretty. And then more recently, this weeping, kind of hard to see the weeping cherry, but there's a little tiny weeping plant next to this tree trunk I'm showing right here in the foreground. That's a weeping cherry, and it just bloomed, but it bloomed very short. It was like a day or two, and then the leaves came out. So there's a couple of branches on there. It looks like I need to cut off. I think I said that last year. I never cut them. So there is that. But this tree in the foreground right here is also going to have to come down, because look what happened when we had all the wind. It's actually dying. I mean, these trees just aren't strong. So I shouldn't say it was dying. It's well, it probably is. It's got leaves on it. I hate to get rid of them because the bees love them, so it's a bee attractor, but yeah, this just isn't good. Spencer tried to get it down himself, he couldn't, so it's wedged up in there pretty good. It's wedged to this other tree. This is a junk tree, an elm tree that it's wedged into. So anyway, he couldn't get that to come down, so we got to get somebody over here. But we're on the list, you know how that goes. So we've had a lot of wind damage around here, so. But this one's gonna have to go too. It's the saddest thing ever, because I love these trees. They're just beautiful. Even though they're long and leggy, they're just, and of course the squirrels love them. So anyway, something scared most of the birds off. You can see some purple finches right there. We've got purple finches trying to build on our front porch, and we don't want them, because we had, last year we had, about last 2 years, we had, I'm gonna forget what it's called, but they were the cutest things, and they had one little baby that survived. And we watched those birds for a long time, so I keep hoping they're gonna come back, but these finches keep trying to take over their area. So Spencer ended up taking the whole nest down that they had left from last year, because he didn't want the finches in it, because we want these other birds. They're like purple martins, but they're barn swallows. That's what they are. Barn swallows, they are the cutest things. If you ever have an opportunity to have a barn swallow at your house, let it build. They are fun. The finches, not that much fun. There's a million finches in our yard, and so we keep getting rid of their nests. There's a million places they can nest here. They don't have to nest on our front porch. So typically we don't want anything nesting there, just because it's so messy and, you know, just poop everywhere. But we will allow the barn swallows, because they're just adorable. I'm trying to find, there's 2 of those blackbirds. I'm not seeing them though. I'm not seeing it through this. I see it when I'm not looking at the camera. Anyway, 2 of those blackbirds are somewhere. I'm not seeing them. Okay, Well, anyway, that's our yard update. I'm sorry our azaleas look so sad. It's pitiful. You can see the purple martins over there on the gourds. They love these gourds. If you ever wanted to attract purple martins, this is how you do it. You put gourds up. We used to have a purple martin house. They never cared about that house, but sometimes if you do have a purple martin house and you're trying to attract them, you can hang a gourd from it and they will come then. But a lot of times you'll end up with bluebird. Like my parents have a purple martin house and they have bluebirds in there. So anyway, you can hear the church bells. I know a lot of you like them. We have to listen to it every hour. So as much as I like hymns, I don't just love the church bells just because we've lived here for 30 years. And actually, they've turned it down. It used to be absolutely blaring, so it's not so bad now. But in the front yard, it's super loud, and it never fails if I'm out there gardening or something, or trying to deal with my cats, my porch cats. Never fails that the bells will start, and it's just blaring. I need earplugs. But it is pretty. I'm not against it. It's just, wow. There's a lot of worse things around here, so yeah. No, I'm not complaining about it. It's just very loud. But anyway, they flew off, but that was just my little purple martin update. We have a lot this year. I think we'll have like a lot of babies. It's going to be exciting this year.